Oh, well, hello there. You caught me winding my Rolex Milgauss. I noticed that the time was wrong, so I haven't been up to standard as it should be. Anyway, that should do it. Wear it every day. I love it. Thanks again. Bashers, bashers. It's coming soon. I think Gasheen was working on it today, and hopefully we will have the theme for you soon. Pretty soon, I hope. How's everybody today? 16 of you in the room. Today is Thursday, and I changed the logo. I've been making these custom logos for Dirk Weekdays because I just thought it was a cool thing to do. And we had a conversation, Sheen and I, about brand recognition. And I was like, you're probably right. Oh, Nathaniel's already wants a super sticker. Super sticker. Hey, buddy boy, how are you? Ding. Thank you so much. Space Ace is here. Daza Davies, evening to you. Andrew Wolkwich is going to be here at 5:30. Well, that's only 28 minutes away. So, couple things. I decided that after Tuesday night's show with the Incomparable JS, and we had a great time. Didn't have a lot of viewers, not up to usual. Usually it's up to about 1,000, 1,200 by now. And it was because I started a bit late, and I apologize for that. Laverne was having a queasy stomach. And speaking of queasiness, I want to give a shout out to the incomparable Carolyn Martin, who's just feeling a little bit under the weather. So if everybody could give her a nice little hello in the chats to make her feel warm and cozy while she fights off whatever's happening. It is a change of weather, so unfortunately people are getting sick. Flus and COVIDs and things are flying around, and I don't know if you guys have been vaccinated or not, or gonna do it. If you're not gonna do it, that's very controversial, and we could talk about it. Yeah, Taza Davies says, get well soon, Carolyn. Yeah, everybody, she's a very important person to everybody in the watch community. She's a great supporter and a friend, and let's just make her feel a little bit well. Andy K says, get well soon, Triple X. Le Carré, hello, Le Carré. Bonsoir, monsieur. Hello, Carolyn. Get better. Try not to die. Please try not to die. Space Ace says, get well, Carolyn. Yeah, please don't do that. Ray. Hey, Ray. Yeah, everybody. Lots of love for Carolyn Martin, as I love to say it. I love to say it with the Irish accent. Today, I was watching we'll do a freeform. So I decided to do a freeform chat tonight. We'll just chat about everything. We'll do a Q&A. If you guys want to know anything, or if you don't want to know anything, that's fine too. I'm an open book, and I don't really care. As iBashers watchers will know, I really don't give a shit. So bring it on. Versace Boy says, feel better, Carolyn. Billy G says, get well soon. Yeah, I want to show her all the love that she deserves, because she's amazing. And I'm sure she's cuddled up with the dogs, and hopefully a nice warm toasty blanket and a cup of tea. Hopefully it's Lions, not Barry's. Yeah, so I figured we'd do like a freeform chat tonight. You guys can ask me questions, or we can talk about the news, or we can talk about whatever. But I just thought maybe it'd be fun tonight to do. Tomorrow night I'm going to have a selected idea for the show, but tonight I just want to do a wing it freeform thing. I thought it'd be more fun. We could talk about music, guitars. We could talk about, being in a band, touring, storing stories, all of the above. We could talk about, if the OC's around, we could talk about you know what, and I'd be happy to do so because the Sheen's not around. God knows he hates that. I had a really funny conversation with my friend John Kristen, who is one of the lead guitar players for my band Hitman. And he's a couple of years older than me, I think 5 years older than me. And he falls under that category of people that were under the spell of Kiss, and it being the impetus for them wanting to be in a band, be a musician. It was the sole reason for so many people of my particular generation, and plus 10, minus 10, I would say. Not that we wanted to be in a band like them, but wanted to be in a band. And I was watching. I've been on a big Rush kick lately, and I was watching the induction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Hadn't seen it since it aired, and it was really thrilling to see them get the ovation that they got just when he was announcing. Jan Wenner was announcing it, but then Dave Grohl got up on stage to induct them. He said something so funny. He goes, "Now I was a big Rush fan since I got 2112," and he goes, "It was a lot different than my Kiss fandom, which had songs like Ladies Room and Love Gun." And I get why that all sounds so incredibly stupid for people. I get it. And as John said last night, man, you just had to be there. You just had to be there. And we were there, and it made a big difference for us. Um, Once you're indoctrinated into the Kiss cult, you're just kind of stuck there, and there's no way out of it. And not saying that you follow them and you listen to all their records, as inane as some of them are and all that stuff, but when you're a kid, it's a dazzling Barnum and Bailey kind of thing, and it just it changes your life in a major way. Daza Davy says, thoughts on Ibanez guitars, Dirk? Well, I don't own an Ibanez, but the guys in my band certainly have. Um, I don't know what model they played, but it was kind of a Strat kind of configuration with like a Ibanez Floyd Rose kind of thing. And while it wasn't their primary guitars, it was a phase they went through. Now, I would love an Iceman. Ibanez, for people who don't know, is a Japanese guitar manufacturer, makes very, very high quality guitars. And as a matter of fact, they were probably Gibson's #1 competitor back in the day for the rock world, more than even Fender, because Fender in the 70s and 80s was kind of for old farts. It's just, like Gibson guitars went out of fashion in the 80s completely, and everybody started playing super strats. Those were for old farts. So, they come around after a while. But Ibanez was a big guitar company, and they still are. They still make great instruments for a lot of people. I've never owned one, but like I said, I would really love to have an Iceman, which is something that Paul Stanley from Kiss plays, and it's a signature model, and I would love one of those. Those are cool. I don't think I have any room for any more guitars, though, to be honest. I haven't been on the prowl, the sniff for a guitar in a while. I don't have a guitar wish list anymore because I have all the ones I want. I don't have an amazing Les Paul. I don't. The ones on the back of the wall here are somebody else's because it's a green screen. Because behind me is a window and a wall, and I have all my guitars hanging on the wall over here, and they're mostly acoustics. All my electrics are mostly in their cases. And yeah, so I like Ibanez guitars. I do. Basher's time. This is perfect medicine as I'm sick in bed with COVID. Oh, Sam Led Consulting. What the hell? Oh man. Did you get vaccinated, and do you have a mild form of COVID? And if so, are you taking Paxlovid? Because last year Paul got COVID and they prescribed him Paxlovid and he did not take it. But a friend of ours who had COVID wanted Paxlovid and couldn't get it, so we gave it to them. Because, we just did. Space Ace, what's your opinion on Breitling? Seems to somehow go on during the watch. Man, did Sheen and I talk about Breitling last night? Did you tune into the classic bashers? Heritage and unique looks seem quite interesting. I mean, they're bruisers it's a storied brand. They're fantastic watches. They just can't get any love. I don't know why, other than the Navitimer. I just don't see any fanfare whatsoever. Maybe they just need a really, really cool brand ambassador like Clooney or Roger Federer. Those are guys that fit perfectly within the brands that they represent. Maybe Breitling needs like a great sailor. Like who's a famous navigator, sailor, somebody who wins one of those amazing, the Barcolana, one of the, but they're not that big. They're not that famous. I remember years ago. And doesn't Omega really own that? Because you always see Omega on the sails, on those sailing things. So maybe that's the problem. I think, listen, incredible in-house movements, incredible dials. They're built like trucks. They're massively, they're big, gummy things. I've never had one. But I think some of them are absolutely gorgeous. It's just a brand that, just somehow they're in the doghouse. I don't know why. Because it's Rolex, 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 wrist roll. I can't do the green drops. Anybody see my Instagram? I'm so shit at Instagram, but I'm gonna get better at it. I have a bunch of stuff ready to go for it. I just haven't, because I still can't figure out how to post things that aren't in reels. I don't. I have no idea how to do that. I'm a computer guy. I'm not like, I'm no fart kid from there. How do you do this Instagram? It's not that. I just got to get used to the platform, and it's just a pain in the ass. I was so bad at it. I put two of those up. One that I color treated to make the green more poppy. But no, yeah, it's all about Rolex. It's all about Patek for the 5711s. It's all about now Richard Mille. Everybody Richard Mille, the fucking ugliest things in the whole wide world. I don't care how much money you have. They're so blech. They look like Pez dispensers. That's what I've said a million times. They're just ugly. I don't care how horologically advanced they are and what they're made out of. They're not attractive. And I know beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And, now we've got beautiful actresses wearing them. And I don't think they suit ladies at all. So, blech, Sam Led says, tell me about it. Vaxxed and it's kicking the arse. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I have had 5, as I've openly told everyone. I have not gotten it this year. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it, but I don't think so. I haven't even gotten the flu shot. And I think I should, because I only started getting the flu shot a couple of years ago. And I don't know. The whole mRNA thing, I'm so science oriented, but now like you're seeing people with all these things that have no explanation whatsoever, but it could be long COVID because people do have that, but you don't know. I don't know. The jury's out. I might just do it. Depends. Yeah. Sam Led says, thank you, brother. Well, man, get some soup. Get I love miso soup when I'm sick, or stracciatelli. I used to have a restaurant up on the corner that made a vegetarian broth, and now they're gone because everything in my neighborhood is shit. It's just fucking boba tea and all kinds of stuff. What is that stuff made out of? It's so creepy. It's tapioca balls. All the cool restaurants in my neighborhood are just going by the wayside, so I don't love that. La Carre says Super Ocean Heritage looks great. Yeah, I mean they're beautiful. I mean, let's pull up a Super Ocean. Let's pull one of those up. Let's go to the Super Ocean series and have a look. Yeah. Here we go. Oh man, yeah. I mean, they're built like tanks. Look at these monster things. And they're big, right? Look at the size of this. This is a 45. How big is this? 46. 46 millimeter. Look at that. $5,100 for this beauty, right? I mean, so much attention goes into their dials. And look at that bezel. It is absolutely, I mean, I wish there was a way we could enhance their profile, because what is it that they're doing wrong that, is it just the cachet of Rolex being like the fancy rich guy's watch? I don't know what it is. I have no idea what that is. No idea. That's weird. Why did that do that to me? Yeah, look at this. Look at this thing. Wow. That is, look how deep the dial goes. Like the rehaut is kind of, there's a regular rehaut, and then there's like a slanted, I don't even know what you'd call that. Does anybody have any idea what you call that? Where the numbers are all in a slant like that. It looks so incredibly deep. Meanwhile, this is $5,100, considerably less than anything that everybody on this channel wants. It's absolutely beautiful. I think that they make really, really pretty things. I just think that they will have their time. I hope. I think that they're in. I love orange. Oh man, look at that. These are beautiful. I think that that logo in the middle, I like the B, the plain old B. Um, Let me blow that up so you can see it. Oh, I can't. It won't let me. Breitling, what are you doing? Um, yeah, men's watches. Let's look at the rest of their catalog. Oh, this is fucking beautiful, man. The Avenger. Let's look at this thing. Wow. Look at that. I mean, they make absolutely gorgeous pieces, right? I mean, the milling on them is so intense. And the color, I love Breitling's colors, that pale green. It looks like it might be a slight starburst because it looks lighter in the center. And then on the right chrono, you've got little red accents. You got little red accents on the chemin de fer at the 60, 15, 30. I mean, it's not quite a chemin de fer, but on the seconds track. I like that they got rid of those clasps that make it look like it's holding the bezel in. But I also love these rectangular pushers. And look at the milling on the crown. It looks like a hand grenade. Well, actually, the whole thing that's a beautiful watch. Wow, I would totally wear that. Look at the arrow on the seconds hand, on the chrono hand, I should say. Sorry, because it's a chronograph. Wow. That is really pretty. Really, really pretty. Well, oh, and you get a pair of Halley and Son aviator glasses when you purchase something from the Avenger collection. I mean, that's a shame. And they come in so many different things. Watches. Let's look at the whole list of watches they got here. Men's watches. Discover now. Oh, Charlize Theron, right? I forgot. Yeah, you got blue, and you've got like a sand. That's nice. The black is classic. Then you got like the Bumblebee one. I'm not into the yellow and black thing, even though I like Striper. That's not my thing. It looks too much like a Hublot, I think. And I hate to say it, I don't like Hublot either. I just don't. I know they get a lot of hate, and they probably deserve it because they're stupid looking. But yeah, so that's the story with Breitling. That's how I feel about them. I think that they make beautiful things, and it's a shame that they need a better brand of it. Maybe a cool rock star. Like, who's the coolest rock star in the world right now? Because God knows I don't know. Because I always said that Bono was the last big rock, like real rock star. Who is Lenny Kravitz pimping? Lenny Kravitz, brand ambassador. He's Dom Perignon and he's YSL fragrance. Does he have a watch brand that he pimps? He's really into pimping out stuff. Le Carré says Erling Haaland is a cool ambassador in Europe. Yeah, just the rest of the world has no fucking idea who that is. You need somebody who's super international, super like Beckham, and he's Tudor, which considering he's, no offense to Tudor, but David Beckham should be doing Rolex or Richard Mille or one of those things. Andy K says, if you had all the money in the world, would you buy the Cadario in Venice? I fucking would. I don't believe in ghosts. I totally buy Cadario. Are you kidding me? And for everybody who's out there that doesn't know, I think we talked about it the other night. Cadario is this. I'll pull it up. I will pull it up for you. Palazzo Dario. So this is on the Grand Canal. It's very, very near to where our friend lives. And this is what it looks like. It doesn't look like it's toppling like in Casino Royale, like at the end of the finale of that movie when it was falling, when she died in the elevator, she drowned. So Cadario is a palazzo on the Grand Canal. It's been for sale for like forever. No one will go near it. There's like a walkway, like this sidewalk, if you will, behind it where you traverse this area of Venice is called Dorsoduro. When you're walking through Dorsoduro, you have to go past the garden, the back garden of that place, and everybody walks on the side of it because they're petrified. So they all kind of walk away from the door. And we've gone past there like drunk at night. And it is a creepy, creepy, scary, scary place. And no one can buy it. I mean, it's for sale, but nobody will buy it. And it's really weird, because people really believe, do I want a free book? No, I don't want a free book. I'm looking at this, my friends. It says the cursed house claimed another victim when British scientist Radon Brown became its owner. After having the house for only 4 years, he suffered financial difficulties and his romantic relationship with another man was discovered. The scandal affected him so much that in 1842, wow, there were gays in 1842? I had no idea. He died by suicide in the palace with his partner. Some speculate that the deaths were a murder-suicide, or maybe they were just murdered. Charles Briggs, an American millionaire, met the similar end after purchasing the plot. So he was accused of being gay and fled to Mexico. Is that what it is? Is that why you asked me if I would buy it? Jesus. All right, we're getting out of that right now. Cadario, it's the haunted gay house. But bum. Dirk, what do you think of American Psycho? It's probably the reason why I don't like Christian Bale as an actor, because he was too good in that fucking movie. Damian Brown, who recently rode from New York to Galway. Rammstein, every day over Kiss. Okay, well, I mean, I have no idea how old you are, Ray. I love Rammstein. I think the Deutschland video is the greatest music video ever made, and it must have cost $1 trillion. I love it. I mean, I think I think all their songs sound the same, pretty much. It's all kind of like that. But I think they're cool, and there would be no Rammstein if there was no Kiss. Le Carré says the current COVID strain has so many mutations that it often manages to avoid the immune system. Oh, well, that's a treat. Fuck. Having matzo ball soup as we speak. Good boy. Soup is medicine for the soul, as they say. Andy Dufresne. Hey, Andy. The pistachio. Oh, man. Should I pull that up? I should, right? I think that is the most beautiful Breitling I've ever seen. It is absolutely fucking beautiful. Let's get a great picture of that. Share the screen. There it is. I mean, oh my God. Look at that. Now I'm assuming there's no loom on this watch, right? I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming that there's none. And there's my cat yelling at me. What are you yelling about, baby? That is one of the most beautiful watches I've ever seen in my life. I mean, truly, it is absolutely beautiful. And I like just that plain B. I think there's a lot of writing going on, but it's, the tachometer scale is on there. Is there pulsations on here as well? It looks like there is. Wow. That is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Agree? Disagree? I mean, it's amazing. Amazing watch. So yes, Andy Dufresne. I believe it is one of the most. Oh, here, honey. How is my cat? You want to say hi to everybody? You'll see her tail because that's all she does. You're just going to show your tail to everybody? Don't do that. You got to get off my keyboard, darling. You're gonna ruin my stream. You're crazy. That's what happens when you have a cat in the house. Who's at JLC, Andy Dufresne? Who is at JLC? Who? Andy K says, Cadario, surely it's psychological. I mean, sure it is. I mean, I don't know, but now we know it's the gay suicide house. So I'm surprised. One of the super famous gays like Andy from Bravo or Matt Bomer, those guys. By the way, I'll tell you about this show he was in. Nathaniel Hannon, $5. My house is haunted by Mrs. Bagwell and full of gays. Atlanta equals Venice West. I mean, listen, man, ghosts are bad enough, but you get some shady gay ghosts and you guys are in trouble. Your clothes are going to be a mess. They're going to fuck with your skincare. You're not going to be able to shower. Every time you have a trick in the house, something's going to happen. And, you know how those gay poltergeists can be nasty. So yeah, thanks, Nathaniel. Peter Whedon says, check out the Longines Avigation A7. I don't know that watch. Let's see what it looks like. Longines Avigation. Longines Avigation A7 1935. A7 1935. Oh yeah. Oof. Good taste. All these European websites. Oh my god, that's absolutely fucking. Oh, isn't that reminiscent of Vacheron Constantin? Right here we go. Wow. Isn't that kind of a? Forgive me for not knowing the Vacheron reference number off the top of my head because I'm an Omega guy. And now Rolex. But that Longines is very reminiscent of that much in demand and much lusted after Vacheron. Vacheron. Does anybody know the name of that watch we're talking about? Does anybody know the name of that thing? The Vacheron, the one that with the side dial where it's skewed. I know you guys know what that is. That's really beautiful, though. Oh man, Longines another one. I think that they'd financially do way better than Breitling does. Breitling does, and I looked up Breitling yesterday because we were talking about them, and they're owned by a private equity firm. So there's no way to track like what they're. It's so funny about watches. Rolex is a charity, so you can't see what kind of money they make. Omega is, owned by Swatch Group. You can only see what Swatch Group's making. And it's a lot of money. And everybody else is like Richemont or whatever else. So you can't see anything, It's crazy. Dr. Davies says, if only Breitling did smaller cases. I'm the same way, man. 40, this is a 40. 42 is my max. I can't wear anything bigger than 42 because then I just look like a Polynesian boy. Because I have a 7.25-ish wrist, so just like Nathaniel, because we swapped watches at the dinner table and they fit like a glove. So, and he's a big man. He's a much bigger man than me. I'm a compact 5'8". And he's tall. Nathaniel's very, very tall. Andy Dufresne says Kravitz. Does Lenny Kravitz? Let's see. Lenny Kravitz watches. Oh shit. Oh, he's JL. Oh, you said that's it. He's at JLC. Okay, there you go. You are correct. Oh shit. I knew he would be doing that. Look at that. Look at Lenny Kravitz. Oh, with the dreads, Lenny. Last time I saw him, he had like a big fro. He looked really cool. He's a fucking amazing looking dude. Apparently he smells really bad, so that YSL is really going to come in handy because apparently he doesn't like to shower very much, and everyone I know who's ever met him says he smells like BO. And he wears really old, dirty, rugged leather trousers. So look at that. Lenny's a Reverso guy. Of course he is. Lenny's up for brands, man. If you've got a brand, pitch it to Lenny because he's totally into it. Look at that, the Reverso. Well, he couldn't have picked a classier one, right? Ray says I'm 55 years young and a Leo. Okay. Well, I don't know. 55, you're certainly old enough to have joined the Kiss Army. I don't know. What were you listening to? Kaja Gugu? You were listening to something, right? Nathaniel Hannon says, my closet is definitely in disarray. I have, my closet is like a hamper bag. I mean, I have like a closet for my suits and things, but I like my daily stuff. I don't have all my closet spaces filled with wires and guitar gear and recording equipment and junk. So my particular closet space is really limited because I just don't have, like, I would love to have a really big closet for all my stuff, like a walk-in closet. That would be amazing. Like I want Carrie Bradshaw's a closet when she married Big, that apartment where he died on the Peloton. That was great. I just wouldn't have any high heel shoes in there because I've never been compelled to wear them. Though some of you have, and you do you, motherfuckers. That's great. But yeah, Vaughn says that the Longines Big Eye Duo is the larger sub duo of the at 3 o'clock. Yeah, that's beautiful. They make beautiful timepieces. I don't know why people aren't loving them. Franco Fiore. Franco Fiore. Hi, Dirk. Hi, Franco. Ciao. ¿Cómo stai? Ray Ray's talking to you guys gonna have a private talk. Hello. You could do that. Andy Dufresne says that Longines is weird. You have to wear it on the right hand to read it. Well, guess what? I'm a lefty, so I wear my watch on the right. Johnny O. Oh man, I'm working on it, man. I know I'm trying to get I got a little depressed the other day because I had Jay on and it was the worst views I had on any show so far. And he was such a spectacular guest, and I got so much amazing feedback. But like I've been averaging like after a day or so 1,000 views, 1,200. It's been really, really progressively going really well, and I've been very excited and pumped. And then I was sure that show was going to be the best one, and I think it was because he's such a sincere and wonderful guy. And if you're listening, Jay, which you very well might be, Johnny from Hitman and I were talking about how wonderful you are and how much he loves you as a person and as a drummer, and how he also thinks you got shit on pretty heavily. He was kind of this guy, Jay, who's in my band, kind of had a very short tenure. We rehearsed, we played Grease, he played on some of the tracks on our last record, and then he somehow wound up out of the band because mostly one of the guys in our band just didn't want him in there, and that's that. But he's one of my best friends on earth, and I love him. And I said a million times how grateful I am that our friendship survived something like that. Because when you are in a rock band, the egos that fly around are so substantial and so skewed and so stupid. Like, I'm a lead singer, but you can ask anybody who's ever worked with me that I don't have LSS. I might be late for rehearsal, or I might not want to sing all throughout rehearsal, but that's what a lot of singers do because you don't want to overdo it. But I lift up amps, and I don't have any of that bullshit. I hate when singers behave like prima donnas. It's fucking retarded. The only thing I really require is I like a wireless microphone, and I've always used one. And I once had a hissy fit when I was told I couldn't use it. That was a very, very long time ago, though. So I'm working on the shows, and I'm trying to get them better. Anyway, I was a little depressed about that episode because it was so good and it went so well, and it was so hard to set it up because we were having so much technical problems because he lives in the greater Chicago area in far out. So he had some internet issues. We solved it, and it was great. And I just thought it was great. And the feedback I've been getting about him was so good, but just the numbers aren't there. So if you noticed today, like, we got 78 in the room. 78 in the room. That's good. I used the iBashers classic logo because Sheen said that maybe the branding was off, and he might be right. He's a pro. He's been doing this a long time. He's got 100,000 plus subscribers. I have much to learn. I am nothing but a young Padawan. Andy K says Longines used to be the Rolex of their time. Still great, though, owned by the Swatch Group. Back in the day, they were sponsors of Formula One. They sure fucking were. I remember, well, I don't remember, but through the historical crash courses that I've taken on um, the watch horological world. Apparently, Omega was the king of the watch world forever and ever and ever. And then the quartz crisis happened, and Rolex didn't, play that game. They have a couple of oyster quartzes which still sell for a lot of money. I know so many people who want one. And, quartz is like quartz is a dirty word. Even though most Cartiers are, most of those tanks, Americans, Franchise, most of them are quartz. So, quartz keeps better time, but I can't see anybody paying tons and tons of money for a battery operated watch. I think that's crazy to do that. But I also used to think that great watches were never quartz, and that's obviously not true. Because you go through the Cartier catalog and most of them are quartz. Nathaniel Hannon, $2. Bing, bing. You get 2 rings for $2. You can definitely do 44. Your Yachtmaster 2 looks great on you. I don't think that I can. I think you can because you're tall. I think, you are a more imposing masculine figure. I'm the shorter, more hirsute caveman variety. But if I get rid of this beard, I look like a twink. Which I get rid of it all the time because I just get sick of fucking the bullshit. Get tired of it. Shaving is such a pain in the ass to do every single day. I hate shaving. So that's why I let the beard go back. I usually get rid of it and then I'll shave for a couple of days and then I'll just say fuck it and then I won't do it anymore. I would like to next time we get together, wear your Yachtmaster 2 and I'll try it on. I don't know. 44 sounds daunting to me. You can come in here if you want to yell like a kitty cat. Yeah. 209. I read Lenny is Bohemian. They are only allowed to bathe in the ocean. Well, his mother was a very successful actress, and his father was like this mega businessman. He did not grow up in the Bahamas. His grandmother was from there. And he spent time and he's got property there. But he grew up in New York City, where they have showers and it's mandatory. So, I mean, maybe he's just a rock star, a dirty layabout rock star. I remember seeing a video of his once, and I like Lenny. Don't get me wrong. I have amazing respect for him. He's one of those guys that does retro, does it well, but he's modern at the same time. I remember when after his string of really big hits, he put out this single, and it was like him waking up in bed, and he was smoking, and it was like champagne bottles everywhere, and like bodies all over the room. Not dead bodies, like naked women everywhere. It was just so gratuitous and stupid. And I was like, oh God, Lenny. It was, I don't know what the name of the song was, but it was I think it was a Flyaway song, which is one of the worst songs ever written. I got to get away. I've got to fly away. Yeah. Ugh, that is just, that's not even a good nursery rhyme. Okay, all right, you can order a custom lane watch, but do you think they look too old-fashioned? I don't know about that. I don't know anything about that. And look at that. I didn't put Do Not Disturb on my phone, which I'm going to have to do right now. Shut up. Wow, I thought I did that. Live and learn. Who knows not to call me at this time when I'm doing bashers? 50 lashes. 50 lashes at you. I always tell people I'm doing it from 5 to 6. It's an hour show. Don't call me, but I always put Do Not Disturb on my phone. Usually my phone doesn't ring because it's on silent, but you heard it. I don't know what lane watches are. Should we have a look? I think we should. Let's get rid of Lenny. Lane watches. Independent watchmaker in Switzerland. Oh my God. You. Oh. Wow. I am being schooled today because I know nothing about these things. Neuchâtel, Switzerland. Look at these beautiful things. Did you not get snacks, baby doll? I'm doing the show. She doesn't speak English. She speaks cat. Wow, those are absolutely fucking beautiful. Look at these dials. Look at this thing. Can we blow that up? Uffa Madonna mia. Wow. These are absolutely crazy. Oof. Look at the work in that. Can you believe it? Wow. That is shocking to me. How much do these cost? Are these $1 trillion? Watches. Why won't that let me look? Oh, man, they're all like that. It doesn't have any of the pricing on any of these. Dubai Watch Week. Okay, they were there. These are this looks like like Roger Smith or one of these kind of things. Order. Look at this. This is an order form. Does it have prices? V38. Does it have the pricing though? I have no idea what these cost. Do you know? Somebody know how much those cost? Those are crazy. Samlet Consulting, gorgeous piece, RE the Longines. Yeah, that's a great idea if you put that in there so I know. You're a Breitling fanboy because you have Oshin caveman wrists and Breitling fits me. You've got pictures, send them to Dirk Kennedy at iCloud.com and I'll throw them up on the screen. Anybody, if you get your wrist shots, I'll put them in the program and I'll display your watches. Just write me a little email, throw a couple of your shots in there. It's Dirk Kennedy at iCloud.com. And yeah, I'd love to see what your Breitlings look on your caveman wrists. I have very hairy knuckles and stuff. I do a little bit of manscaping because I think that's the very important thing to do. Sam Led says YouTube is a hard nut to crack. Don't give up. We won't let you. No, I know. I'm in it for the haul, and I'm having a really good time doing it. And we got 75, so we lost 4 people in the room, but we've got Ray who says Zepp, ACDC, yes, Jethro, Rachmaninoff, Bach, all good choices, and the beautiful Carolyn Martin. You get several dings. $19.99. Continue to challenge us to be more than pull my finger type audience. Tuesday's show was amazing. Thanks. I thought so too. I really liked that show. And I love having a guest because I love picking people's brains. I love you picking my brain and me picking your brain on here. But when you have a living, breathing human being with feelings and emotions talking back to you at the same time, like when this solo show was posed to me, I felt like, well, I'm Stan Laurel. I need a Oliver Hardy, or I'm a Jerry Lewis, and I need a Dean Martin. But you got to learn how to be a solo artist. I put a solo record out a couple of years ago, and it was a daunting experience to not rely on the talents and graces of other people, which I do because I love collaboration and I didn't enjoy being a solo artist because I didn't like it being my band, like Dirk and band. I thought that was bullshit. I like being in a band. I like being in a band. I've always been in a band, one band pretty much. And the other only like live band shows that I ever did were solo shows after my band started just doing nothing. And I hated it. I loved being a part of an ensemble where other people were contributing their creativity. Um, I'm not a megalomaniac. I know what I like and I know what I don't like. And I definitely have a big mouth and an opinion. And I will definitely say if something's not good or if it's crap, but I'm also a good delegator and I know my strengths. So there you go. Thank you, Carolyn Martian. I will try and I won't pull your finger. I hope you're resting and feeling good. I hope you're in a couch cozy with soup. Andy Dufresne. Lenny Kravitz is a very avid photographer. He uses a Leica M. Well, if you're not using a Leica, I don't know what you're using because those are the best cameras in the world, aren't they? In my humble opinion. I have in my room the very first digital camera that Leica ever put out. Now, here's the funny thing about that. I bought it for Paul because he's an artist. He's got a master's degree in fine arts from a major art university and art colleges, I should say. And it was called the Leica Digilux One. And it's like a 5 megapixel camera. I bought it 20 years ago. And it was a lot of money. Oof, God. but it has Leica lenses in it. So I remember when people would show me their, what were the big cameras back in the day, the little Nikons, and of course Nikon has Nikkor lenses and stuff. But until Panasonic came out with those Carl Zeiss lenses, I didn't see anything as good in those camera phones. Before iPhones got their shit together, because iPhones cameras were garbage for the longest time, really. And I still think, even though I'm an Apple user and I'm in that ecosystem, I still think that those Samsung phones and a lot of the other brands just blow them away. We're just stuck here. Why don't you come here, baby, instead of yelling at me from the door? Come up here. Just don't step on my keyboard. I told her it's showtime, and from 5 to 6, you got to lay off. But she's a cat. So I just think that Leica makes the most beautiful stuff. Plus, their rangefinders. Oh my God, they're just so beautiful. They're just so expensive. So expensive. That's my new word of the day. Whoops and Mr. North. Yeah. Hey, I'm a really big Mr. North fan. People, if you don't know those records, they're amazing. I would say start with the first one. It's called Life Size. The second one is called Fear and Desire. And the third and final one so far is called Everything. And they're great records. Longines Hydro Conquest is a great watch. Yeah, I love that one too. Yeah, Longines, the whole product line is absolutely beautiful. It just, they need, Tom Cruise. They need that because, Omega's got George Clooney. Who else is in that pantheon of amazing actors that are famous like that? Who? The Rock? He's not an actor. He's the Britney Spears. He's he's the pop star popcorn thing. He's not one of these actors, And I put Tom Cruise in there too because I think Tom's a great actor, and people, say he's a movie star. Yes, he's both. I think Tom's been very good. I think he's just much maligned, and I think it's very nice. I think Longines needs somebody like does John Hamm have, even though he's not a big megastar, he's just a TV guy that makes cool movies, and now he's playing lots of bad men on the morning show. And I just finished watching. I didn't finish watching Fargo because it's not finished yet. But oh God, he's playing lots of bad guys. He wears an Apple Watch most of the time, but obviously on Mad Men he had all those cool. He originally had the JLC, and he had the Omega DeVille, and he had a Rolex Explorer. He had some cool watches, and he's a big, handsome, manly guy. I think somebody like Longines, or actually Breitling would probably be, because he's a bigger man. I think Breitling should go and contact that here. So anybody who knows the people at Breitling, and I know one person in this room who knows everyone, give John Hamm a call and say, Dirk said you'd be perfect for Breitling to relaunch their brand, be their brand ambassador, show your handsome mug on a sailboat with a great pair of pale pink, because I do fashion police too with Michaela and Oshin. A beautiful pair of deck shoes, no socks, like a pale salmon or pink short with a beautiful kind of either a linen top and a beautiful Breitling, and some great music. And you should get Russell Mulcahy to film the commercial a la Duran Duran. I have spoken. Bala, what I have learned is that we can get used to anything, wear almost any size. I'm about 200 pounds, 5'11", I have a 5.7-inch wrist. I can pull off anything. Well, your wrist is bigger than mine. Mine's, you're a half a decimal point higher, from 36 to 50 G-Shock as a matter of preference. And listen, you can wear whatever you want. Everybody could do whatever they want. You could wear whatever you want. But man, I'm not going to say it's going to look good. And if you show up on Fashion Police, we're going to read you the riot act. Andy Dufresne, Monday morning, Wednesday evening, and Saturday mornings for shaving reserved. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I don't have an office job, so, I don't have to answer to the man in that way. But when I was tending bar, I either had a beard or nothing. I never did the George Michael thing. That's a pain in the ass to maintain, because you got to, and I must have 50 of those manscapers. And the best one I ever had was in Fano, Italy, which is my adopted in-laws town in Italy. I went into I forgot to bring it. I forgot to pack one of my billions of them. I went into this kind of five and dimey place to buy shampoo and towels and you know what's a great word in Italian? Asciugamani. That means towels. It's just a place to buy stuff, bric-a-brac. And I went in there and they had a little manscaping kit. I think it was like 11 or 12 euro, cost nothing. It is by far the best one I've ever bought. It's made in Italy. It was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So Bala says that tune called Fly Away, along with It Ain't Over Till It's Over, is probably what paid for his Bahamas mansion so far. I love It Ain't Over Till It's Over, though. He's a total rock star. Oh man, he's a rock god. Lenny Kravitz is a fucking, first of all, the guy is very super talented, great singer, and he's beautiful to look at. I mean, he's just astonishing. He might not smell good, but if you had like a glass window in between, you could just enjoy him. Nah, he's great. I love Lenny Kravitz. Andy K once saw Lenny down Oxford Street around 1992. Very different image. Well, he was young then. That was like, hey, Mr. Cab Driver, right? That was the first record, Let Love Rule. He was very cool then. I liked him a lot. Bala, Lane is one of those classic British style handmade watches like J.N. Shapiro, Garrick, and Roger Smith. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought it was. I thought it was like Roger Smith. Is Roger Smith different than yeah, Roger W. Smith. They must cost what, they $25,000, $30,000 just to get in there. Garrick, you get a second hand for around 10,000. Oh, wow, that's unbelievable. Hey, Dirk, your opinion on the reissue of the Vacheron Constitute to do? That's the one, right? Let me get that up. Oh, God in heaven. Let's go have a look at that, right? Give me a second. I will find this. Why are you yelling? You hear my cat? You're yelling at me when I'm on TV, baby. Vacheron 222. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Hold on. Let me show this to you. Share screen. Vacheron Historiques. Historiques 222. Oh, good. Why don't you come up here? Don't walk on my keyboard. I don't know what you're so mad about. Yeah, I mean, doesn't it look like a way cooler than a presidential? It really does. It looks way, way better. Beautiful, beautiful integrated. Is that an integrated bracelet? It is. On a beautiful dial. Beautiful. Yeah. I mean, it's Vacheron. How can I not love it? It's absolutely fucking gorgeous. Yeah, it's beautiful. 209, 8 to 12K on Chrono 24. Yeah, I'm going to go look at that up. I'm not Timmy, so I'm not going to go on, because obviously I'm not a complete watch thing. I love watches and we love to talk about them. But, him and his gang go on there and many people probably buy watches because Timmy does all the research for them. Unbelievable. Chris P just tuned in. Glad to be here. So glad to have you. We have 7 minutes left in the show, and we're just shooting the shit. Tonight was a free form night. Usually I pick a subject, and yeah. Le Carré says in Chrono 24, lane watches are currently sold between $7,250 and $12,000. That's amazing to me because they look like such handcrafted masterpieces. Wow. I love those. Who has one? Does anyone in this room have one? You know who I'm talking to. Conair, Turkey Rule. Is that backdrop fake? Yeah, it's completely fake. I have a lot of guitars. None of those are mine. This is a green screen. Because when I was starting this show, I always had a black screen, and my whole thing was very, very dark, and you couldn't see what watch I was wearing. And so I have green screens left over from I directed and edited Hitman music videos, and I had all this equipment, and I said, why don't I just try green screen? Because literally the room I'm in is 6.5 feet wide by about 10, 12 feet long. It's my little studio room where I have my computers and my musical instrument, and I do have all my guitars here, but none of those are there. I'm using green screen. That's why I can change it at the drop of a hat. Yeah. So yeah, they're fake. I have a Telecaster that's just like that one, but it's green, and it's a see-through teal, and it does have a maple neck, and it is American custom shop, Corona, California. I do have that. and I have a lot of acoustic guitars, but I don't have any Gibsons. I have Japanese Angelica guitars, which I collect. They used to be much cheaper on eBay, but they were made in the 60s and they're student guitars, but the quality is outrageous and they sound great and they look beautiful. They look like Martins. Um, I collect those. I don't have like a J200 or a J180, and or a Martin like a D12 or D18, I don't have any of those, but they're beautiful. You talk about teamwork. How many artists have really changed their art by working completely alone with collaboration? Well, when you're a solo artist, like Prince, he could play any instrument on a record, and he has been the guy that has played all the instruments on one record. But I've said this before, and it is about teamwork. Even when you're a solo artist, you do need to be part of a team because you're going to need a band to back you up, unless you're Ed Sheeran and you just go and play full of a stadium with just your delay pedals and your sample box and all that stuff. And that's great. Good for Ed Sheeran. He's making all the money. He doesn't have to pay anybody. He's getting overhead. But the number one guy for me that went solo and changed the world is Peter Gabriel, because he was the singer of Genesis. Phil Collins was their drummer. He leaves, creates this whole new career. So now you have Genesis and Peter Gabriel. And then Phil Collins goes solo, but he stays in the band for a couple of records, and you have Peter Gabriel, Phil Collins, and Genesis. Then he goes and quits the band, and then they put out a shit record that nobody cares about. But that's probably the greatest guy that ever went solo. That and Robbie Williams, because Robbie Williams was like the B guy. He was the Gary Barlow being the A guy. Robbie was the B guy, the bad boy, and he, left or got kicked out of Take That, which are not famous in the United States. They had Take That was a huge band, but they were not famous in the United States at all. And of course, he's not famous here either. That's why he owns a house here. So he went solo and became 10 billion times bigger than they ever were. I think to this day, he's the biggest selling solo artist in British history. And I know a lot of people are like, man, he's crap. He's not crap. He's got great music. It's great pop. A cat will find a way to tiptoe across all the bridges of those axes. And yeah, she does. Mine used to go in places I couldn't believe. Yeah. And I follow her around like the Gestapo, which is terrible. Chris P. Longines has Jennifer Lawrence. Great move, because she's beautiful and classy, and we love that. We love it. John Cena has more range of motion than all those bodybuilder guys. He does, and he's funny as fuck too, right? Longines needs Pedro Pascal or Oscar Isaac. Yeah, both of those guys, they were du jour, but they don't have that big thing, right? Kevin Spacey would fit Longines, or Longines would fit Kevin Spacey. Listen, I'm team Kevin Spacey because he's just a handsy old queen, and he got Me Too'd, and that's a shame. But he has a lot of atoning to do. First of all, he should stop making videos as if he's Frank Underwood, because that's really, really weird. Sam Lett says, as a fellow lefty and a Gemini, I'm Gemini too, June 15th, cognitive reverie is essential, and you have a particular gift for it as well. It just takes time. Aw, thanks, buddy boy. Yeah, I'm a Gemini. So I'm a left-handed Gemini, and I'm Irish. So I guess, and I've never kissed the Blarney Stone. So, but I still have the gift of gab. I've never kissed it. I don't know why. I've been there so many times, and I have never kissed the Blarney Stone. Longines has always sponsored gymnastics, so someone agile would be cool. Get Nadia Comaneci. She's the greatest there ever was, right? Daniel Katz. I'd be arrested on Fashion Police. Well, come on Fashion Police and get arrested, will you? Thank you so much. Super chats. Easy E says, my first bartending mistake was using a glass to scoop up ice for vodka soda. It's called a scoop, and don't get me our suit. Yeah, that was a big problem at my last place. And listen, we've all done it from time to time, and I was actually accused of doing that, and I didn't. I used a scoop. We also had this girl that was a problematic person before I left that place. She had left way before me, but she used to accuse everyone of losing the scoop. But after she left, we never lost a scoop, which was funny. Any opinions on the... Oh, yeah, we did that already. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely ridiculous. Bala says integrated bracelets, sports watches. I don't care for them that much. It's so overdone. That said VC222 is class. Yeah, that thing is absolutely, absolutely beautiful. 20th Century Boy, I'm obsessing over it. Did not like the design at first, but that strap is so interesting. What are you talking about? Which watch? Say RE. E. Stewart Hall, Dirk, the Vacheron driver watch you were thinking of earlier is the Historiques 1921. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, I love that watch. Steel with the blue dials, also nice. Yeah. Daniel Katz says Felipe Pulik is like Lane. I don't know what that means. Is that a person's real name? Felipe Pikulik is like Lane doing his own thing. Interesting. Easy E says, do you have a nice fountain pen by Carolyn Martin? Not yet. Definitely on my wish list. Nicholas Berglund, SEK20. Thoughts on guitarist John Frusciante? I think John Frusciante is great. I am not a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan. They're not my cup of tea in any way, shape, or form. However, I think they make magic music with that guy. He's a beautiful soul. He's a beautiful person and a great guitar player. And thank God he escaped that horrible world of heroin he was so badly ensconced in, where it just didn't look like he was ever going to find a way out of it. And I read Anthony Kiedis's book because I read every rock star's book. And those two guys were the worst drug addicts I've ever heard of. Thank you. 209, 10 US dollars. Drop a link for one of your band songs. I guess I could do that. Give me a second. Allow. Vacheron Constantin has a lot of pop-ups. Okay. I want to hear it. I'm just gonna copy and paste it. Here's if you want to hear the first single off our last record. It's that one. Thank you so much, and thank you for the $10. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Easy says Studio. Of course, this is Studio. Tame Impala. Kevin Parker does it too. I love Tame Impala. I don't know them well enough, but every time I hear them, I think they're fucking amazing, and I absolutely love them. Easy loves In the Air Tonight. Yeah, of course. Peter Campbell, you're a madman guy. Cheryl Cole can play most instruments. But yeah, she's adequate on most things. George Michael went solo, and that huge look. Well, George Michael. I mean, wasn't he always solo? I mean, poor Andrew. Thoughts on Slash as a guitar player? I think he's a fucking genius. One of the best there ever was. I love Slash. Kate Winslet is with Longines. Yeah, well, she's a classy older broad now, right? How do we take part in the Seiko raffle? I'm going to tell you in the end. It's very simple. All you have to do, I'll tell you now because it is the end. I'm over. All you have to do is be a subscriber. That's all you have to do. And in 2 weeks' time, on Wednesday, 2 weeks from yesterday, we are going to do the drawing, and we're going to put all the people's names in a hat, right? And if you're on the show, which I hope you are, you have to tune in for the show to win. We're going to ask you a trivia question about the Eye Bashers, meaning it's about Oshin and I as friends and bashers together. It's not about me solo. It's not about Timeless Watch channel, now the Oshin O'Malley channel. It's going to be about the both of us. So we're going to ask you live. You're going to answer the question, and then that watch is yours. The show is nice mug of tea after a fresh, frosty morning walk. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that's me. I posted that. I was like, who posted that? OP Jeff Dirk, I'm really enjoying your commentary. It's refreshing to not listen to extreme views. Well, I have extreme views too, but I figure that most of the time you guys are really, really, really and utterly sick of it, So why would I do that all the time? I'll do it once in a blue moon. And, I certainly do it when I'm on with Oshin because that's what we do. And I'm going to post a picture right now of the watch before I go because we're almost ready to put this one in the can. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the watch that's up for grabs. It is the Prospex Land Tortoise. It can be yours. Just be a subscriber. 2 weeks from yesterday, we're going to be live. We're going to spin the little wheel with everybody's names in it, and we're going to ask you a question because you're going to be there live, and we're going to ask you what the answer is, and you're going to answer it, and then we're going to ship you that watch, and we're grateful to do it. All you have to do is like and subscribe to the Eye Bashers, and that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in tonight. I'll see you tomorrow night after Who Needs a Drink, and peace and love. Thanks for everybody showing up tonight. We had a really good one, and I appreciate it. Take care now. Thanks so much. See you soon.